Hello, we are efterklang, Kasper, Rasmus. All of us are very good friends all the time, I would say in general. But sometimes you get a little tired of maybe one other person, and then it's very easy just to talk to another person when we're so many. So we don't really have any bad days where there's a lot of angry people. Because if somebody has a little thing, they'll just go talk to some others. That's a good thing about being nine. No bad thing.
No. I mean, there's lots of people, so it's practical wise, it's a bit complicated. We can fit in a little bus. Most buses you're allowed to drive is like 9 persons, so it works. It was our first time in the US, and basically for half of us it was our very first time there, just personally as well. We've been releasing 3 records over there. I think all of our records been available in the US. So it was extremely nice being there and strange at the same time. It's a strange country, but really nice people. We played with an American group called Subtle. These were really good. And then we toured the whole tour with another Danish band called Slaraffenland.
We call it the Danish Dynamite Tour. We had T-shirts. It was very nice with all the dates on the back. It was 25 concerts, and I think we'll be back very soon in the US. Well, I think it's only a month and a half ago we got an email from a guy called John who asked for the lyrics for one of our songs because his kids were constantly singing Mirador, but they didn't know the lyrics. And then I actually answered back, but I think he never got the email. So they just made up their own lyrics. And then because Mirador has a video to it, which you can see on our websites as well, which is an animation video. And then these 2 kids, it's Molly, she's 10 years old, and Jojo, her younger brother, he's 7. And they did a total remake of the song. They re-recorded it with new lyrics in their version. And then they did a new video for it as well, inspired by the original one, animation. It's very, very, very cool, and they're 2 very cool kids. I think it's one of the most craziest things that ever happened to us. It's like, whoa, you cannot compare it to playing on Wembley Stadium or something like that. But it means a lot to us.
It's first, I think but it's one of the first covers done by one of our songs.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And then it's done by 2 kids, which is just pretty impressive.
I really like the lyrics.
It's a really nice. Yeah, they sort of just made up their own words and sentences from what they heard, which is basically been something we've been playing around with though as well, without releasing any lyrics, so people would come up with their own stuff, and that was what happened. So they wrote their own lyrics, and they were really nice.
Well, the long story is that when we toured the last time in 2005, we didn't do much out of our live show. We had a big video with some very nice videos running, and then we played, and we were looking into the ground, very concentrated and not so engaging with the audience. This time we didn't have any videos, so we were thinking that this time we should really focus on putting on a show every time we played. We wanted to entertain people. We wanted them to listen to our music, which we know is for some is complex, and for a lot of people our music is something that you listen to and you concentrate while doing it. And so we wanted that thing, but we also wanted to show people that you could have fun with our music, that's why we thought of having costumes on. Another reason is that we are so many people. People dress very differently in efterklang, so it would be if you put 7 or 8 people on stage in all their clothes, it can look like it's a very separated thing, and it's a bit 70s, and
mentally it's pretty nice as well, because you actually change to some new clothes before going on stage. So there's a natural break in what you do, because when you're a whole day in a touring life is pretty boring, call it. So it's pretty nice to have like sort of a room you're entering, or put on some clothes that makes you get on the beat somehow. Beginning of Romarket, we started Romarket because we've done an EP called Springer in 2003, and basically we started it because it would look cool to put a label on it, and we didn't have any labels to put the music out. So
because we made 500 CDs on our own to sell to friends and families in the beginning, and so yeah, we thought it would look more professional if there was a record label name on it. So we put on the Romarket name, but there were no label. And then a year later we got a contract with the Leaf label. And then we had a lot of success with Tripper, our record, which it came out in a lot of European countries, and suddenly we made a lot of contacts in the music business. So suddenly we had distribution offers, like this company wanted to help us sell our CDs in Germany, and this one wanted to do it in Sweden. And then we sort of started talking about it could be very cool actually to start running it like a real record label. And I think the whole thing started with Grizzly Bear. They emailed us if we could do a remix. This is 3 years ago now. So they were completely unknown in Europe, and they wanted to re-release their debut album in the US with some bonus remixes. And then we said yes, we could do the remix, but we would like to release the record in Europe then. That's how it started. So we released the debut of Grizzly Bear in Europe, and since then we have released 10 records with different bands. I mean, it's a pretty stupid thing to start a record label. It's a very bad business, and we have no tricks or no plans for how to make it into a very good business. I think it's more like a very interesting and expensive hobby. So it's a natural thing to spend money on your hobby. And that's what we do with this record label. We spend some money on it. Sometimes the money comes back. Most usually it doesn't.
It's been bands that we know, or bands that are fans of efterklang, or this kind of way. So it's a collaboration with lots of friends and artists that we like. And I think it's basically the idea of putting out music that we love and then trying to present it for other people. There was a record in the beginning as well from a Japanese act called Kikoi, which was only released in Japan. So we simply just wanted to present it for a European audience as well. So it's basically that. So it's different kind of artists and different kind of stories of each artist. But I don't think we've ever really been going out and buying an album from someone, or we can't really offer any of the artists any good deals. So we basically, the whole thing is just about trying to release good music and trying to work with people that are enjoying our music as well, or at least respect what we're doing, each of us.